You ever get that feeling that Marvel just gets you, that they know exactly what you want to see? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on that, and it's not just about a movie franchise, it's actually about a massive intelligence operation. Because it turns out, when you watch a Marvel trailer, it's also watching you.
And this single sentence, this is the key to everything. It asks us to stop thinking about Doctor Doom as just some bad guy on a screen. Instead, he's the business model that builds a screen in the first place. You see, it's a system designed for perfect control, and it's completely changing how movies are made today.
You know that feeling when a new Marvel trailer drops? That global buzz, the whole world just seems to stop to watch it? Well, that's just what we see on the surface. Underneath all that excitement, something else is happening. A massive intelligence operation is kicking into high gear. See, that trailer? It's not just an ad, it's a tool, and it's designed specifically to gather data from you. So get this, 12 million views in a single hour. Now, for a traditional marketer, that's it, right? Job done, massive success. But in this new model we're talking about, that's just the starting gun. Because this isn't an audience, it's 12 million data points. It's 12 million live test subjects.
And that leads to the really critical question, right? While all of us, millions of us, are leaning into our screens, pausing, rewinding, looking for clues, what is Marvel watching? Because there's a huge system doing the exact same thing, but it's doing it to us. It's analyzing every click, every share, every single second of our attention.
And that really is the core idea here. The modern movie trailer, especially for these huge blockbusters, is basically a psychological profiling tool. It's not just about getting you hyped up to buy a ticket anymore. No, it's engineered to literally map your brain, to predict your behavior, and even to measure your influence on other people.
Okay, so how do they actually do this? It's not magic, right? It's a very carefully designed playbook. So let's break it down. Let's look at the actual tech they use to turn our viewing habits into actionable data for them.
And this right here really shows you the whole evolution. Think about the old way of doing things. It was like a message in a bottle. You'd make a trailer, throw it out into the world, and just hope for the best. You had no idea who saw it or if they even liked it. But now, it's a digital dragnet. It's an event specifically designed to capture and analyze every single thing you do.
So this data collection, it's not just one thing, it happens in layers. Layer 1 is just the basic stuff from the platform itself, YouTube analytics. But then it goes deeper. They have these advanced retention graphs, which show them second by second where you pause, where you rewind, or maybe where you just get bored and click away. Then, layer 3, UTM tracking codes. That's how they know exactly which tweet or which influencer sent you there. And finally, they A/B test everything. They'll show slightly different versions of the trailer to small groups of people just to see which one performs the best. It is a total, full-spectrum analysis of our behavior.
So think about this. Even before Marvel brings out its own special tools, the platform, YouTube, whatever, is already building a detailed profile on you. It knows your IP address, so it knows your general location. It knows if you're watching on a phone or a big screen TV. It knows your entire watch history. And yeah, it absolutely knows you rewatch that 3-second character reveal 6 times. Every little bit of it is logged.
And here's the really crucial part. This isn't passive data. What you think is just you watching a trailer in your living room, well, that becomes a critical data point. You're not just a viewer anymore. You are, without even knowing it, a participant in the biggest focus group in human history. And your feedback isn't a survey you fill out. It's measured in every single pause, rewind, and click.
Okay, but this data doesn't just stop with the marketing team. And this is where the story gets so much bigger. These analytics, they're not just staying in their lane. They are escaping the ad department and walking right into the editing room itself. This is the point where just watching you turns into actively directing what gets made.
Just think about what this means for a second. The trailer you end up seeing, the one that's everywhere, it probably wasn't picked by a human creative director. Nope, it was chosen by an algorithm. They test all these different cuts, and the one that is statistically proven to hold your attention the best, that's the one that gets all the money behind it. You've got human creativity being greenlit by a machine.
So the role of the trailer has completely flipped. It used to be just an expense, right? A cost of doing business you tried to minimize. Now it's an asset, a valuable data-generating tool. It's not a cost anymore. It's an investment that pays them back with this incredibly valuable data about what we all want. And listen, this is not some abstract theory. This actually happens. If a random character gets a huge reaction in the trailer, the studio can and will go back and do reshoots to give them a bigger role in the final movie. The most famous example of this is probably the 2016 Suicide Squad movie. The trailers, which had this fun pop music vibe, were a massive hit. So the studio reportedly ordered major reshoots to re-edit the entire film to match the tone of the marketing, completely changing the director's original vision. So you can see how this scales up, right? This isn't just about tweaking one single movie anymore. We're talking about steering the entire creative roadmap of a multi-billion-dollar franchise. If the data shows that storylines about the multiverse get way more engagement, more rewatches, more shares, well, guess what? The next 5 years of movies are going to be about. It's like the writer's room has a new member, and that member is an algorithm.
And here's the thing that's kind of scary about all this. From a business perspective, it works. It works incredibly well. This whole data-driven, let's avoid all risk model, it's a staggering success. I mean, you can't really argue with $30 billion at the global box office. And a number like that doesn't just justify the model, it guarantees that every other studio is going to trip over themselves to copy it.
Which brings us all the way back to where we started, Dr. Doom. Because this isn't really about making popular movies anymore. This is the end game. We're looking at a whole new kind of economic logic, one that completely reshapes the purpose of creativity itself.
There's actually a name for this. It's called surveillance capitalism. And what Marvel is doing is basically a textbook example. It's an economic system that takes our own human experiences, our excitement, our curiosity, our passion as fans, and treats all of that as a free raw material. That material is then mined and processed to create a predictive product, one that is engineered from the ground up to be a guaranteed hit.
And this is where that Dr. Doom metaphor really clicks into place. Remember, he's not evil just for the sake of being evil. He's a technocrat. He's an optimizer. The goal here isn't to make bad movies or something. The goal is to eliminate risk entirely. It's to look at the messy, chaotic, wonderful, unpredictable process of creating art and to fix it with a perfect system. A system that is designed so it can't possibly fail.
But of course, there's a fundamental trade-off, isn't there? The goal is to perfect entertainment, to create a product so perfectly calibrated to what we already want that it's guaranteed to succeed. But what's the cost? Well, the cost of eliminating all risk might just be eliminating all surprise, all danger, all the stuff that challenges us. When everything is optimized, can anything really be daring?
And that forces us to ask a really tough question about our own tastes, about what we even like. When your preferences are being tracked, predicted, and then fed right back to you in an endless loop, are you really choosing what you like, or is it something else? Is the algorithm showing you this stuff because you like it, or do you only like it because the algorithm has been training you to by only ever showing you this kind of stuff?
Because, whether we realize it or not, we're all a part of this. Every time you watch, that's a vote. Every share, that's a signal. We are all actively feeding and training the algorithm that then turns around and decides what movies get made. It's a feedback loop, and it just gets tighter and tighter with every big release.
And the thing is, there's really no individual solution here. You can't just opt out. The whole system is designed to be invisible. It's baked right into the platforms that we use every single day for entertainment, for connection. This goes way beyond just clearing your browser cookies. It's a systemic problem. It's become part of the digital air we all breathe.
So the next time a huge trailer drops and the internet just explodes, it's worth remembering what's really going on. They're not just watching the